First of all, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you all who has checked on me, sent me messages, seeing where I'm at, because I haven't been going that long off YouTube, but I'm a person that uploads every day or every other day. So for me to be missing, for a couple days, a week, it's kind of like, girl, where you at? Thank y'all so much. I don't even know where to even start at. I guess before this situation even happened, your girl has just been going through a lot. Mentally, physically, just a lot. That's first and foremost. Your girl just been going through a lot, just trying to get my life together. I don't know what's going on, but I'm like everywhere with it. My mind is everywhere. I feel like things are happening to me back to back to back to back. Like, I feel like I can't catch a break. I feel like every time I move forward, I get pushed back. So I'm just dealing with that. And then I got other personal stuff going on that happened before this situation that I've been just trying to deal with within myself. So it's just a lot. This video isn't about that. This video is about the situation that just happened last week. So last Tuesday, that was actually the last time I uploaded a vlog. It happened right after I uploaded that vlog, actually. So I came home. On that last vlog, I went to Target. So I came home from Target and I ran into Dion. He was with the dogs. They were downstairs. So I noticed Juicy was walking slow. And I'm like, why is she walking so slow? So I goes to pick her up because usually she lazy, child. So I went to pick her up and I noticed like her heart was beating fast. And I'm like, girl, you tired? Like, what y'all been doing? He was like, nothing. She was at the normal in the house. I brought her down and now, she's walking slow. So that happened. I didn't think nothing of it really. I was like, she tired, drink some water, whatever. Night progressed. Noticed she was like breathing heavy and I could hear her breathing. I'm like, girl, what's wrong with you? Like, cause that's how I talked to her. Like, girl, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong with you, girl? So I went through that. Started to get like a little scared as the night progressed and I noticed she wouldn't lay down and she wouldn't go to sleep. So I couldn't go to sleep. So I'm just like watching her, like she's in the bed with me. We all in the bed. And Dion breaking his sleep because he noticed I'm not sleeping. Then he noticed she not sleeping. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like, she won't go to sleep. I had to get up for work around 6 something. So that's the point where I just got up and I end up staying up. I was Googling like hospital vets and everything just to, take her in to get a checkup. It's one by my house. We went there. They're probably around about 7 o'clock. We're out there for a while. You can't go in. You have to sit in your car. And previously, before we moved here in July. So maybe at the end of June, we took Juicy and Roscoe to the vet they had back home in Jacksonville just to get like a whole plethora of everything because I wanted to make sure everything was good. The vet had a few concerns when we was home, but it wasn't nothing to do with this situation. She was saying she had cataracts, which is okay. She's an older dog. Then they had a concern that she was a diabetic. They ran all the blood work. Nothing came back. So she was good. Everybody was good. Roscoe was good. Everything good. Fast forward to now, like I said, I took her to the doctor, well, to the emergency. They took her in, and then initially they just do just a checkup. Like, just like a physical checkup. Just check on them, see how they're doing, how they're feeling, maybe listen to the heart, just stuff like that. They did that, and she was like, I noticed, some rhythm, like a beating rhythm in her heart. Something the doctor said. So I'm concerned she might have like a heart murmur. And maybe that's why she's breathing hard. And, so she was like, in order to really find out what's going on, they'll have to do an x-ray. And they just wanted to make sure everything was okay with me because the x-ray was like $600. So I'm frantic at this point. I'm like, do whatever you need to do. I don't care how much it costs. Just do what you need to do. Like, all right, we'll get started in a minute. I'll call you when the results come back. So she called me back about 20-25 minutes. I was on edge the whole entire time. She called me back and she was like, yeah, her heart is enlarged actually, and that's basically what's going on. And I think she has heart failure. What is it called? Chronic heart. I forget like what they call it, but basically heart failure. So I'm just like, huh? Like, what? Because I thought like the worst, like the absolute worst, y'all. Like, I thought the absolute worst. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, my dog is about to die. So it was so bad. I was crying, you know, trying to get my thoughts together. And had I known all this was going to happen, I wouldn't even like told the, I wouldn't even like, I would have been like, just stay home with me today or whatever. But I'm thinking like, you know, whatever, I don't know what's wrong with her. We just gonna see, give her some medicine, she's gonna be back home, woot woot. So she tells me that, and she's like, I'm like, so what do you recommend for this? Like, what is the protocol? And she's like, usually we'll keep them in here since she's having a hard time breathing. She'll be on oxygen, and we'll give her medicine, see how she reacts to the medicine. We'll keep her 1 day being the shortest, 3 days being the longest, I believe she said, or whatever. And then I was like, well, okay. And she was like, well, send somebody out with the paperwork, this, that, and the third. I was mind blown at these prices. $3,000 for her to stay a day and a half, because that's what she suggested she would need. After a day and a half, they would be able to see you know, what was going on. Hopefully she reacted good to the medicine, everything's everything. At first she was in the hospital or whatever, and I came home, and of course I'm frantic, I'm praying, I'm crying, I'm just trying to think positive. I got on YouTube, I googled some stuff, and unfortunately I found out that this is kind of common, especially in older dogs. It's kind of common, and especially older small dogs. So with finding that out, I watched so many videos, y'all. I watched so many videos, and I began to feel so hopeful. I'm like, you know, people go, unfortunately, dog parents go through this quite often, and there's medicine, there's different things you can do. So I felt hopeful. Girl, I got on Amazon, I ordered so much medicine, things people were suggesting, changing their whole diets. I was gonna do well, I'm still doing Roscoe, but everything was going to change, like no sodium, no snacks, like it was going to be strict. I had it under control. I was fully prepared for our new life that we were going to have. First day I called, they're like, you know, she's kind of the same, nothing's really changing. And I was concerned. I was like, well, has she slept? And they were like, no, she didn't sleep. And then I'm not gonna take y'all through all 3 of the days, because just know those 3 days was absolute torture for me. Waiting for them to call me muscling up the strength to call them. Like, it was just torture. I would talk to somebody different from the morning to the night. So the morning lady, she was very optimistic. You know, she was like, usually the medicine will take a little while to kick in, just give it some time. And I'm like, okay. So the night doctor ended up calling me like 8 o'clock in the morning on the 2nd day, I believe, and he was just like, you know, she's not really reacting to the medicine how we thought she was, so we're thinking that the heart failure is worse than we initially thought. So I had to, you know, swallow that pill, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep her on the oxygen, I'm gonna keep her on, just keep giving her the medicine, everything will be okay. Basically, I was asking him, I'm like, so I know she's on the oxygen, but does that mean she has to stay on the oxygen? Because I wanted to know, could I bring her back home? Because like I told y'all, I was watching all these videos on YouTube, in which every dog situation is totally different. But I was like, I wanted to try the stuff that I had bought on Amazon or whatever. And this was the next day, so we're on the 3rd day now, and he explains to me basically she's oxygen dependent. If you take her off, they noticed that her gums would turn, I think he said purple or blue or something, meaning she's not breathing on her own correctly, she's not getting the oxygen she needs, it would not be a good idea. And basically it was what it was. He was basically saying, without saying it, that Dion and I would have to get ready to make the decision meaning to, you know, put her down. So I'm like, damn, like I was so blown, because you never been in one of those situations where you just pray and pray and pray. And I can't lie, I'm just going to be brutally honest, even though I was praying and asking God, I mean praying, y'all, praying like never before. I mean on my knees praying for my baby. And I still kind of had those thoughts like, oh my God, like every time I would get those thoughts, it was like my heart would sink, and I would just become so sad. Still tried to just stay optimistic. And then the following day, which was Friday, He called. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning. I was like, hello? And basically he told me like, she's not getting no better. She was going to get better. She would have gotten better by then. And in order to keep her in the hospital for another 2 days, it'll be another $3,000. And basically he was saying like, I asked him, because he was telling me all these things, but I had nothing to respond. I was just sitting there listening. So I said, okay, what would you do? I asked him what would he do, and he said that he would have to make the hard decision, and that hard decision being to put her down because she's not getting any better. And at this point, he didn't want me just wasting thousands of dollars, because I had already practically wasted thousands of dollars. But it wasn't a waste to me because I really thought my baby was going to come back home. So I hung up the phone. Girl, I cried, and I finally had to like get myself together to call Dion, because Dion didn't get off work at 3:30, but I knew I wouldn't be able to just sit through the whole day just waiting for him to get off work at 3:30. So I called him. I told him what was going on, because he was so optimistic. And I mean, this thing has really changed the both of us. So I told him what was going on. He said he would get off work earlier, so he got off early. We went there, and it was just, I hadn't seen her since I dropped her off, so it was just so sad, you know, to see my baby, knowing that would be like the last time I would see her. And we brought Roscoe. He was able to come, and they played for a little bit, and she was walking around doing her own thing, and they played a little bit more, and we held her, and I talked to her, and I tried to make the best out of it, because I had like all day to kind of prepare myself for it. And I even watched videos on YouTube of it, had like people actually record themselves, you know, in the room while their dog is, you know, getting the, because she had like a IV, so it just went through the IV. And I watched those videos. I prepared myself, but Dion wasn't prepared. We went through that process, and now it's time to try to heal. And everybody grieves differently. I want y'all to know that. So I'm the type of griever who I'm like a worker. I like to do things to get my mind off of reality. So I'm definitely gonna get back to our 3 times a week, however often I will upload, but get back to our uploading schedule, keep myself busy, because that's just how I have to deal with life. I know that's not the healthiest thing. It was so hard, y'all. It was so hard. I felt like that I was tortured. I felt like I was absolutely tortured every day, all day. I could not do anything. I would just cry and pray and cry and pray and cry and pray. So yeah, that's kind of, I mean, that's the update, girl. I say thank y'all, because I know y'all are going to be praying for Dion and even Roscoe, because y'all, and it's just so, like, it's just such an adjustment to all of us, because I think I've told y'all so many times, like, Roscoe don't like being alone. He won't even go sit on the balcony by himself, like. So I was telling him, like, Roscoe, you're gonna have to start doing stuff by yourself. Like, he hasn't, like, usually we'll make them like sleep in their crate. He hasn't slept in a crate in so long. Like, he has really been getting spoiled. But I just know he's grieving too, because I mean, I don't know, I'm not a dog whisperer, so I don't know what he knows, but he knows she's not here. I'm so proud of myself for getting through this video without crying. Like, wow. And that doesn't mean I'm not sad. Like I said, everybody grieves differently. Our baby is no longer with us, and it is crazy. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Life is just life, and girl. And I know everybody won't quite understand this video and how I'm feeling and what I'm going through, because to a lot of people, dogs are just dogs. But then you have those people like me. Even if, like, I've always been a dog person. So my dog is like my baby. That was like my child, you know? So I thank God for him allowing me to have the time I've had with her. And I'm gonna be all right. I want to say thank y'all so much for just supporting me and loving me, and even watching Juicy. You know, she wasn't in every single video, but y'all seen my baby. Like, y'all seen her. She has so feisty girl with a bad attitude, but she also so sweet and so lovable. But that's my girl. I'll show y'all like in a vlog. I'll keep y'all updated on like the process in a vlog of like everything else, you know, to come. But yeah, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for loving me and caring about me. And I'll see you guys in another video.